Hi, I'm Vinay Chauhan from Infigo Labs. The budget 2022 has been proposed and I'm here with the key highlights of the proposed budget with respect to GST. Some very good news, some not that good news, and yes, some very bad news. So let's see what are the key highlights for the GST. Certain scenarios have been proposed which may result in cancelling your GST registration. In case you are registered under the composition scheme and you fail to furnish your return for the financial year beyond 3 months from the due date, then this would make your GST registration liable to be cancelled. For other cases, if the returns have not been filed for a continuous period to be prescribed, then this would also result in your GST registration getting cancelled. Now this period to be prescribed, we have to see what it is. For non-resident taxpayers, the GST return due date was previously 20th of the next month. Now this has been changed to 13th of the next month. Next, there has been a constant confusion and litigations with respect to the time limit to claim or to issue credit notes, the time limit for rectification of omissions and incorrect particulars in your returns, and the time limit to claim ITC. The government has now simplified these provisions here. The time limit for issuing credit note will be 30th of November from the end of the financial year. Previously, the time limit for issue credit notes was 30th September from the end of the financial year or the date of filing annual return, whichever is earlier. Hereafter, the due date proposed is 30th November from the end of the financial year. On similar lines, the time limit for rectification of omissions or incorrect particulars in a return filed will now be 30th of November from the end of the financial year. And also the time limit for claiming ITC will be 30th November from the end of the financial year. Previously, the time limit for claiming ITC and for rectification of omission or incorrect particulars was the due date for the month of the following September from the end of the financial year or the return filing due, annual return filing date, whichever was earlier. So now the law has been simplified. If you have to claim the ITC, if you want to rectify an omission or an incorrect particulars, or you want to issue a credit note and file the credit note, you will have time till 30th of November. For example, for the financial year 21-22, you can claim ITC or rectify an error or issue credit note up to 30th November 2022. Some announcements on ITC. The ITC under the GST law has not been very easy. The laws have not been very easy for the taxpayers. And with the next announcement, the department has made the ITC availment process even more stricter. The government proposes to insert subsection 12 under section 49 to restrict the usage of ITC to discharge output tax liability. The government, on recommendation with the council, will be fixing a maximum proportion of the output tax liability which can be discharged through the electronic credit ledger, that means through ITC. Yes, so what is happening here? In simple terms, a minimum portion of your output tax liability will have to be discharged through cash payment. Now this was something which we felt would come and now it has been proposed. But as the budget has been proposed, not yet finalized, let's wait for it to be finalized. The next announcement again is with respect to ITC, and the ITC provisions have been again made more stricter. Under the GST law, if your supplier isn't compliant, then the consequences of that would be faced by you. On similar lines, if your supplier has not paid taxes or there's a mismatch between the GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B beyond prescribed limit, and also if your supplier has taken a new GST registration and has not completed the minimum time prescribed, then you may lose some very essential ITC. Yes, so the ITC provisions have been made even more stricter. Taxpayers may not be happy with this, but this is the law. But we'll be ending this with a good news. The department proposes to make a retrospective amendment with respect to calculation of interest. The interest hereafter shall be levied on wrong availment of ITC and the wrong utilization of ITC. Yes, what is the clarification? Let me clarify it for you. If you have availed ITC incorrectly but have not utilized such wrong ITC, you will not be charged with an interest. But if you have wrongly availed ITC and also utilized this wrong ITC, only in such cases you would be charged interest. So all the cases where interest has been charged to the assessee because of wrong availment of ITC and not utilization, all these cases would now be closed in the favor of the assessee. So these were the key highlights of the GST amendments to the budget 2022 proposed. Please stay tuned for more such updates, and if you have any queries, any doubts, please feel free to ask me the questions through the comments and I will clarify all them. Yes, thank you, see you.